Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to a brand new edition of the Pewter Report podcast, energized by Celsius, the official energy drink of pewterreport.com. It is a Wednesday night edition of the show. We are in prime time. Want to thank everybody that is watching this evening because we got an awesome action-packed show to get into. Let's get right into it. I'm your host, Matt Matera. Joined with me is the face that runs the place at pewterreport.com, SR. But the reason why this show is awesome tonight, we have our first defensive player of the summer. Finally, defense wins championships. And we got a defensive player on. It is Bucs rookie outside linebacker, Jose Ramirez. We're very excited to have him on the show. Jose, how you doing, my man?
I'm blessed, man. Can't complain, man. I'm just living a dream right now.
I don't know who's more excited, you to be on the Pewter Report podcast or me to have you on. Everybody knows I'm a defensive guy. We have not had a defensive Buccaneer guest so far this summer, and you're the first guy, which makes you my favorite. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's a good side of being on somebody's favorite.
Yeah,
so
that's right. Absolutely. Well, listen, we have to start off with some news today that happened that really has the Buccaneer community all abuzz. I started covering this team back in 1995 when the Bucs wore orange and white creamsicles. They wore the old Bucco Bruce throwback look. Now is back around again, and the creamsicles are back. Look at that!
Oh yeah,
look at that!
Them things look beautiful right there, man.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet, right?
Ooh, I can't wait to put them on.
Yep. So the Buccaneers are going back to their throwback look, the Bucco Bruce look, in October 15th against the Detroit Lions. And they had a cool little video with Bert Kreischer, the comedian, making a cameo appearance there. And, of course, the stars of the show, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antoine Winfield Jr., Levante David, as well as some old throwback guys that I covered when I started out back in 95. Mike Allstott came in 1996. He was in there. Rondé Barber came in 1997. He was also in that video. And then, of course, Derek Brooks walked in the door with them back in 1995. So it's cool to see the old guard and then the new guys, you know. And it's cool to have you on this show because you're one of the newest guys. So let me get your take on this. You're from Florida, right? Just down I-4.
Yes, sir.
And so, you know, with you growing up here, were you a Buccaneer fan?
Well, to be honest, I was a Florida fan. If I'm watching football and I see, you know, Tampa Bay playing or this and that playing, that's who I'm going for. You know, if I'm watching UCF or, you know, I grew up in Orlando, so anytime I see UCF playing, that was my dream.
Charge on.
Yeah, you feel me? So I was always like, oh, I want them to win. So, yeah, I guess in a sense I was a Bucs fan, but, you know, I was just a Florida fan. I was just, you know, just going for any team in my state.
What do you think about the opportunity to wear the Creamsicles jerseys this year? Because it's been a long time for the Bucs since they were able to put it back on. But your thoughts to be wearing it against the Lions of all teams, where obviously you know, you have a little bit of a Michigan background playing at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm excited to wear that with you. I'm excited to wear that. You feel me? Just the first game, just to wear them jerseys, you know, just to have those on. You know, because you know, if I feel like, you know, to get to that game, I got to get through that first preseason game. So that's the most exciting one right now. Everybody always asking when y'all first regular. I was like, man, I don't even know. Man, I'm worried about Pittsburgh right now, man. I'm trying to get ready for that. So yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited for them jerseys because, you know, them things look beautiful. But I'm excited to just put on a Bucs jersey in general. So yeah,
it's going to be red and pewter and white for you at first in the preseason games. And let me ask you, with regards to to that first preseason game, what is that moment going to be like for you, right? To put on the Buccaneer, you'll have had your helmet on during training camp, but to put the Buccaneer uniform on, right? And to go out at Raymond James Stadium, a place you have yet to visit, right?
Yeah. We didn't visit, like, you know, the full thing, but our guy, Rookie Academy, our head guy Duke, he took us out there to walk the field. Yeah, you know, and things like that. But I never been.
You haven't been there for a game yet, right?
No, I never been to no NFL game or nothing. So this is gonna be my first game experience. So it's gonna be a blessing just to throw it on and just like to be out there. And, you know, it didn't hit me yet that, you know, I'm playing for Tampa Bay because, you know, everybody else come around me. Like, even today, one of my mentors hit me like, man, you really, like, 30 minutes from that crib, like, everybody calls and be like, damn, I want to take a picture of Jose, things like that because I'm so close to, you know, Tampa Bay. But it's just like, it ain't even really sink in yet. So I don't know when it's going to hit, like, dang, like, I'm really at home. I don't know. But, yeah,
What's your hometown? Like, what do you call home?
Lake Alpha, Florida. It's like 50 minutes. Like just like you said, just hop on I-4 and get straight to Tampa. I go there every morning just to work out. So that's how close it is. It's just right there. Yeah, man. So yeah, it's a blessing just to be home. And then just like you said, my college career took me from Arizona, California, everywhere. My mom only seen me play once on senior night last year. So just for the opportunity, my brothers can come see me. They don't got to worry about, oh, then I got to work. I can't take these 2 days off to go on an airplane. Now you can just drive down the road. So that's also a blessing.
So that first preseason game is going to be even more special because I imagine you could probably get some more friends and family in the building.
Yeah. The crazy part, my auntie live 20 minutes from the stadium, and they never see me play. You know, my cousins, things like that. They always, every game day, they always hit me. You know, saying good luck today, go crazy today, things like that. And just knowing that they always had to work or stuff. Always, you know, it's not like they didn't want to come see me. It's just stuff that, you know, life, you know, you can't just take days off for work, stuff like that. So just for the opportunity, they can come see me play and just see me, you know, live out my dream. That's gonna be more special than that's gonna be special. This is gonna be his own type of category.
Yeah, that's
absolutely
that's pretty cool. And you know, I gotta admit, your press conference, or I should say, video teleconference, right after you got drafted, was pretty compelling. Because your dad already had Bucs gear, you know, you're there celebrating in the house, and
that was my mom. My mom already.
Or your mom, yeah. Your mom already. Your mom had the Bucs gear. She was excited, and you kind of told us that you know, you really haven't had a lot of exposure to the media, and at least talking, you know, to us, it kind of in that video press conference setting, right up there at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, we don't get that, man. So yeah, you can have the best game of your life. You're not, you know, and for me personally, I'm not a media guy. Like, as in, like, you know, speaking is. Sometimes I just like to get the glory to God. I don't want to keep speaking on what I do and the things I do.
Right.
Just like being there and having a room of people just asking me questions like, okay, somebody else talking. Yeah, I never had that before. You know, I had a press conference once where one of my guys talked to me, but it was just never like in that kind of setting. You know what I mean? It's like playing a game, like I'm on career mode and I gotta answer him, answer that.
Yeah.
Like, dang, this is
like you're playing 2K
cool.
Or something.
Yeah, like I'm playing 2K. So I'm like, man, this kind of cool, man. I'm actually living out dreams. I'm actually doing stuff like, and for me personally, I like to look at everything as a blessing because, like, it's people. I'm in a situation where most people, they probably, you know, get a spot or just get an opportunity just to do something. So for the media just want to talk to me, or you guys want to talk to me today, or me being able to just drive to Tampa Bay and work out. Everybody don't have the opportunity. So, man, I'm just taking it all in, man, and just trying to keep growing every day.
Well, I remember on draft night, you kind of expressed that, right? You're like, wow, this is so cool because, you know, I really haven't had the opportunity to talk to the media. And we kept asking you questions because we knew how you were eating it up. And you were doing a great job with that. It's probably the longest phone call teleconference we had with any of the rookies. But you nailed it, and we're excited to have you here tonight. So let's kind of dive into your situation here, right? Like you get drafted by the Buccaneers, but I get the strong sense that you're not satisfied with just being drafted, and you know you want to make this team, you want to make an impact as a rookie, whether it be on special teams or on defense, etc. You know, but the OTAs, right? For Buccaneer fans out there that don't quite get it, OTAs are helmets and jerseys, no pads, and shorts. And it's basically like flag football. And for guys like you that live and work in the trenches, right, how difficult is that? Because, I mean, I'm sure at Eastern Michigan, you had padded spring practices, right?
Oh, yeah, yes, sir.
So to go all this entire offseason without even putting the pads on and really kind of showing what you can do, and watching the receivers and the quarterbacks and the cornerbacks and safeties kind of have their day, you know, how difficult or frustrating or different was that for you?
Well, like you said, it's just different. Just, you know, not having the pads on and not being able to show coach like your true, like, you know, everything that you drafted me for, like this or that. But the one thing that I always took out of it, and even Coach George Edwards told us, just look at this as a learning period. And once he said that, it clicked in my mind. Okay, it might be plays where I can't show my bull rush or things like that, but I can show Coach that I've been studying my plays. I've been in my playbook, knowing where to drop, knowing where to rush. If I got to slant B gap, now I know I can slant B gap. So knowing that part of it, and knowing, dang, okay, this is what I'm here for, and learning right now. And then just having that back in my head, that thing that kept me going, just through the no pads and nothing, was always knowing that I'm gonna have the opportunity to come camp, and that's my main. That was my main focus. I'm like, okay, let me just focus now on learning my job and learning everything that I need to do for when it comes camp time. I can just play fast and show these guys why they drafted me, show them why I can, how I can rush, I can drop, things like that.
Yeah, I want to ask you what your initial reaction was to getting the defensive playbook, because Todd Bowles is known as one of the best defensive play callers in the league. He came to the Bucs in 2019. Now he's obviously the head coach for a second season, but he's known for not only just like chaotic blitzes, but crazy setups as well. Like there was a time where Vita Vea lined up as a linebacker on the play on third down, and Levante David was an edge rusher on the play. Have you been able to grasp this playbook so far?
Well, shoot, that play you talked about, Vita, he even told me. I was like, Vita, you was a linebacker? Yeah, just things like that. But just like being part of the program, and seeing the playbook, it just like opens up your mind to like what football is. Because before, not saying that there'll be certain plays in college where I just rush off the edge and I'm setting the guy. That's it. Things like that. But just seeing the playbook, and I know I can't get into it because it's a playbook, but just seeing the things that come with it and the things that you will be able to do, the more like it gives more opportunity for everyone to make plays, and just gives more opportunity to just disrupt the offense pre-snap. Just like, okay, like you said, Vita's a linebacker. What is Vita gonna do? Is he dropping? Is he rushing? Like,
right.
Dang, like it's plays where you might be inside and you like, dang, like is he doing this, doing that? Everybody's on the line, and you see everybody drop or everybody rushes, just things like that. It just reminds you how much football is also a mental game. Like it's not just, you go in there and play football. Even talking to Shaq and talking to Nelly, like they even emphasize it, man. It's more mental than it is physical. Everybody out here got gifts. Everybody got here for a certain reason. Now you got to showcase why you're here. If you don't know what you're doing on the field, you're not going to be able to know. So, that playbook, man, it's something else. But I know once I get it down, man, there's going to be a lot of opportunities to make plays and help the team, just on special teams and on defense, everything, just be able to have an impact on the team.
You talked about dropping into coverage. It's really one of the things that George Edwards spent a lot of time with you guys doing, right? And we hadn't even seen that much, Matt, with the OTAs and mini camps that we've covered the last couple of years, even with when Todd Bowles was here as the defensive coordinator. Not nearly as much dropping in coverage from the outside linebackers, but it's kind of genius when you think about it, because you really can't get into the contact. There's no pads on. You can only show so much in terms of pass rush and hitting the bags and stuff. But this was a team last year that had only 10 interceptions total, 17 the year before, but none from the linebacker group, none from the outside linebackers, none from the inside linebackers. So why not use that time? Because Todd Bowles is going to be dropping you guys occasionally, right? You're pass rushers, but occasionally. So what was that like? Did you really feel like you could, and I saw you had some pretty good hands, but did you feel like you got better as a guy that could drop and catch the ball?
Yeah, so my main, me personally, before I even got to college, I played linebacker, and I was always dropping. Even my first year in college, I played linebacker. So I ain't moved again until my sophomore year of college. So I always got a joke, like I got the best feet when it comes to linebacker. I got DB feet, I got running, stuff like that. So I think I was always prepared for it, but just even going through the draft process, just, hearing things, my agent, my coach telling me, oh, yeah, you probably got to learn how to drop, with my size and things like that. So just being realistic. So it was times I might do 30 minutes of pass rush, but the whole next 30 minutes or an hour, I'm working stuff that I'm not good at when it comes to dropping, where it kind of open up my hips, things like that. Dropping, there's some days I'm there. DBs, we got done training. DBs are coming in. I'm training with the DBs because I know I got to get that part right, isn't it? And it's not even more so I know I'm not going to be back out and open up as much, but it's just to be an athlete, just doing that makes me a better athlete.
Yeah.
So just doing them little things, just fixing my footwork. Now when I get in a situation in the game, I might not think I'm not going to be in. Now I'm in it. Now I get to do it. So just doing them things and them little things of them drops. I feel like it's better for us, especially the rookies, just
Yeah.
getting better, getting good at dropping, because that's not something, like you said, we're used to.
Well,
go ahead.
I was going to say real quick, just to follow up on that, Matt, 20 and a half sacks at Eastern Michigan, 12 in your final season there. No interceptions. That's not uncommon because you guys aren't asked to drop a whole bunch. But for outside linebackers, for defensive ends, for edge rushers, right? That's kind of the holy grail, right? Getting your hands on the ball, and then hopefully it's like one of those little outlet passes to the back and the flat where you can pick it and take it to the house, right? That's every defensive lineman's dream.
Yeah, like I remember when I got to Eastern, even Max Cosby, he had a pick where it was a screenplay, and he ran up the field and he just jumped up, batted the ball, and then batted right in his hand, and he was already in the zone. It was a touchdown. So just seeing that, it was like, dang, like, yeah, I'm trying to give me one of those, like, because it's like you don't drop, but shoot, it's always times where you bat balls and it might bat in your hand, it might bat in somebody else's hand, and that's still an interception at the end of the day too. You don't gotta always drop. So
that's right.
Yeah.
I had to take it even further back, I had read that when you were playing high school football, that you played a little bit in the secondary and was a receiver as well. So was there anything when you were doing drills with the Bucs, like, did anything kind of click back in your head from when you used to play in the secondary back then?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like especially my junior, my senior year, just playing, nickel and playing linebacker. Just every day in practice, we're doing drops, and we're not hitting the bags. And having one of my coaches, his name was Coach Ricardo. He used to go to Western Kentucky. He came straight from college to coach us, so he still had us doing drills and had us doing DB work and things like that, just to keep our feet work. Because me personally, I never thought I ever put my hand in the dirt. So just putting my hand in the dirt now, I feel like that's God telling me, like, now God is blessing with the ability to, to drop and things like that. Now I know how to rush. So I feel like I can bring more to the table.
I'm just going to call it right now. You're going to get a pick in the preseason.
Yes, sir.
I'm just telling you.
Heard
it here first. That's right.
Yes, sir. Speaking into existence.
So you get drafted by the Buccaneers. You're the second outside linebacker taken. Yaya Diaby was a third-round pick. Were you guys roommates?
Yeah, we was roommates. Yeah, the whole time I was there. Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about what he's like, and because obviously we see you guys, and you look at the depth chart, right? It's Shaq Barrett's not out there right now. He's still recovering from his torn Achilles. We'll get to Shaq in just a couple minutes here, but Anthony Nelson, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, right? Those guys have kind of been out there with the first team, and then we see you out there on a lot of reps with Yaya and forming some early chemistry between the rookies. Getting your rush plans together. What do you think about Yaya's game? And he's a bit of a dude now, right? He's a big guy.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah. That's what I'm about to say too. Yeah. That boy. Yeah, look at him right there. That boy big. So one thing about Yaya, he's a great person. First of all, God, man. But just like just seeing his game, like, man, he just know how to get to the quarterback. Like you said, he's big enough to bull you, he's fast enough to run past you, so he got all the tools to be great. So, he got it all together, but we still putting it together. So we just getting started. But having Yaya as a roommate was perfect for me, because it was a situation where we run through plays, or I don't know about this, so now he'll tell me, and we can go back to back with each other. So things like that is always great to have Yaya in the same room as me, and just and we getting out there, like, we're going to the field, get out there, man, every play, like, we communicating. So, like you said, just learn, like, getting that chemistry with each other on and off the field.
When you look at this rookie class too, there's another guy, well, actually a couple other guys that you're getting to know, that you got a chance to grow with for years now on the defensive side of the ball. Talking about Kalijah Cansey, a guy that you've lined up next to, right? And in this off season, he's not the biggest defensive tackle, certainly when he's lined up next to the likes of Logan Hall, who's 6'6", or Vita Vea, who's 350 pounds. But this cat's quickness is it's off the charts.
Yeah, that boy, man, we call him Cool, but Cool, man, he a dog. Like,
what do you call him?
He a dog. Well, we call him Cool. That's his nickname. But it be times like, man, you be watching film and you can tell he pop out. You can tell, like, man, he'll be on the field and he'll hit a move so quick when he'll jam at somebody and get out. Just be like, dang, like, Oh yeah, that he's the one just by them little short little plays that we might have 4 reps and you see 2 reps and him just going like, dang, he's just somebody when you see on film like
he flashes, right?
Yeah, he flashes out. So yeah, he a great player, man. He gonna be doing some great things throughout his whole career, but especially this year, he gonna put the league on notice. That size, yeah. Like in college, it was everybody bigger than him in college, and he still showed it. High school, same thing. So, man, like he said, he's a first round draft pick for a reason, and I know that he gonna show that. Yeah.
One of the other guys on the defensive side of the ball, Servassier Dennis.
Vols, my dog Vols, yeah. Vols a dog too. Like when I mean his mental game is so good.
Yeah,
man, when we running plays in the hotel, just going on. He's the one directing everything, like a true linebacker, just making sure everybody at where they at. Man, if it's an assignment where I'm questioning, dang, what do I do? He already know what I'm doing. So just having a linebacker like that, I feel like any team needs, because those are the people who makes the defense run. Because it might be situations in the game where everybody's not lining up, but he's gonna take that leadership role to get it on. So Vols, he got that mental part down already.
Jose, I'm just curious because we had Brad Idzik, the wide receivers coach, on recently, and he was talking a lot about that. One of the biggest points of emphasis that he was trying to get across to the wide receivers was footwork, specifically for what this offense is going to do this year. I'm just curious, for outside linebacker or just like the defensive line and the pass rush overall, has there been anything during this offseason program or during OTAs and minicamp that the coaches are really trying to hone in on or really emphasizing?
Yeah, I feel like there's things that emphasize, but I feel like when we got our exit meetings and stuff that they direct, to some players. Like for me, it might be my strike or just staying in the playbook and staying on, my run stoppers, things like that. Just clean up what I got to do better. So I feel like it's more so and I feel like that's a great thing. They just analyze each player, because now I get to leave here. Well, I know I drive back there every morning, but now I know like in my head what coaches are looking for in me. Like, what do I need to prove on? When I come back to camp, what is something they're going to be like, okay, he's coachable. So things like that. So I feel like the main thing is just, whatever they tell us to do, that's what we're going to clean up and get better. So I've been working, man. We just been working, man.
So what is your calling card? Like like I said, you had 20.5 sacks at Eastern Michigan, 12 last year. What makes you a good pass rusher? What has got you to this point? And what is going to get you on this roster and having, a career here in Tampa?
I feel like, man, what got me to where I'm at is just the dedication and hard work, man. And besides that, just the film room and study. I feel like my pass rush is, just analyzing other people. I might watch a lineman who likes to open up his chest. I might watch a lineman who likes to shoot quick. I might watch a lineman who takes 2 steps and back. It's just me understanding I got to learn what their tendencies are so I can beat them. Somebody who gives up their chest and I know they're light and they don't weigh too much. I'm trying to try to stab that or bull that or, change it up or things like that. So for me, it's always a chess game. And more so, it's not even just about watching film on old linemen. It's watching film on, great players like Von Miller, Max Cosby, learning things from them, because it's a reason why they're great. It's a reason why Shaq is great. It's a reason why he's on that level. So just analyzing their film and see what they do different that can help me win. And at the end of the day, I know I'm not none of those players, but when you take tools and, little things from everybody, man, eventually you're going to gain something that's good for you. And then you keep attacking it. So I feel like just my film study just got me where I'm at today. And I know, like, I'm still analyzing film, still watching great plays. I'm still, just doing things like that to get better at my craft, just better. How can I make this move better to be the NFL lineman, things like that.
Yeah.
So, I'm always working on. I feel like the main thing is just being relentless. Like, because if I'm not relentless in my craft, I'm just going to be stuck in position I'm in, and I'm not going to get no better.
Would you attribute the film study to making that big jump? Because, 2 seasons ago, you had 6.5 sacks. You doubled your production, essentially, getting to 12. Did something really click, or is it just everything that you said with, studying the opponent and other greats out there?
See, the studying, the thing I realized my habits was already, like, not saying it was, I was doing everything that a great player should do. I always ask my Coach Needham, like, what do I need to do to get better? How do I become an All-American? I never even thought about the NFL, because one thing that me and Coach Needham always talked about, you can't think about the next level until you get your goals that you want to achieve now. So I always wanted to be All-American. I was just telling him, man, what do I do to be All-American? And we'll go through practices, spring practice, and he'll check off we'll be watching film and be like, is this what All-American do? And he'll be like, no. So that just got me to the point where I just knew I had to be relentless every play. I couldn't take no plays off, no reps, no things like that. And then even a film breakdown, I thought I knew how to watch film, but just speaking of a coach and being in there with the GAs, you learn how to break down film. You learn how to, okay, if he have this leg back, this quarterback has this leg back, he's passing this way. Just little things like that just to make you a greater player. Because it's, like you said, it was a big jump, not because of my work effort that was already there. It was just like, I just know, now it's the mental part of just knowing how to beat somebody playing football.
We talked about the Bucs jerseys going with the creamsicle throwback look for a game here, which is pretty cool. I got to admit, you and Yaya Diaby, you got some pretty cool numbers for edge rushers in the NFL. I mean, Yaya taking the 0, that's pretty sweet, right? I love single digits. Yeah, first 0. I love when pass rushers take single digit numbers, but man, that 33, that's kind of like a running back's number. That looks cool on you as, you know what I'm saying? Like it just screams kind of speed off the edge. Did you pick 33? Did you pick 33 or did they give it to you?
They let us pick our numbers. And
okay.
I said what numbers were available. And I was just like, I'll tell you. They was giving me the numbers that was available. First I was like, dang, if I could choose, do anybody got 4, because I always got 4.
Right.
Well, last year I got 4 because, I'm trying to do everything for God's glory. So I was like, that'd be a cool little number to get.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was already taken. So I just like, shit, what's next? And then 33 sounded good. He said he wear this. I was like, okay, I get 33. And I think that look good. Double digit. Number 33.
I like it. That's a strong choice, Jose.
Yeah,
you and Yaya, you already have to a great start with your jersey numbers. Just haven't even seen you in pads yet, and your guys are already tearing it up. Look at that.
That's what Deion Sanders said. Look good, feel good, play good. So you got half the battle done already.
Yeah, you got to live by that. Yes, sir. You feel good. You walk out. Now you can shrug your shoulders. Now you can. Yeah, now you just play football.
That's right. You talked about Max Crosby, who was certainly a big star at Eastern Michigan. Obviously played before you got there, but have you had some dialogue with him, being alums? Has he been someone you've kind of leaned on maybe through the draft process a little bit?
Man, the whole draft process, I was talking to Max, man, just encouraged me. Even when we went to the East-West game and just being out there, just encouraged me before the game. The practice before, he was just saying, like, man, just.
That's right. Was he out there at the game? That was in Las Vegas, right?
Yes, sir. He didn't make it to the game, but he made it to practice. I think he had some charity event to go to or something.
Okay.
Yeah, he made it to a practice, watched his practice, man. Just being in that same, just having that energy of him talking to you, just having, because me, like you said, I ain't go to school, and so me, I'm just looking at him like, he's a great player. That's a GOAT right there. Like on the field, he's one of the best DNs if he does best DN in the NFL. So just going through that draft process and him keeping me up, just talking me through the combine and things like that. Just having somebody like that on your side, he was a great person too. Just being around and just talking to him.
And you had half a more sack than he did. He had 20 sacks at Eastern Michigan. You had 20 and a half. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is cool, man. But yeah, Matt's still the GOAT though. So yeah, he doing it NFL level now. You feel me? So I'm just trying to get on that level.
Well, and also too, I mean, not a lot of Eastern Michigan defensive linemen in the NFL, but the Buccaneers have too. Who's the other guy, Matt?
That would be a friend of the program, Pat O'Connor. Have you talked with Pat yet? I mean, you guys obviously were at practice together at minicamp, but you had conversations with him?
Oh, yeah. First day I got on, I think I walked in, I seen Pat Locker was to the left, and he seen me. He was like, what's up, man? He gave him a bill, just being an alumni, coming from the same school. And ever since that day, man, he was checking up on me, man. He was talking to me, chopping it up, man, asking me how practice going, how, I'm doing mentally, man, just give me free pointers whether it be on the defense or special team. He just always there. So yeah, he a great alumni, man. Pat a cool guy.
Pat is an awesome guy. We had him every year. We do a training camp diary during training camp. We get a veteran player and a younger player. And we had Pat last year, and just super cool guy on and off the field. He's like one of those glue guys. Every locker room needs a glue guy, and like he gets along with everyone, whether you're Levante David to, the kicker, he's friends with everyone on the team. But a big reason why Pat's had a solid career with the Bucs is his ability to play on special teams, as Cali Bucks is talking about it right now. How familiar are you playing that role? Because it's obviously something that you're going to be doing here with the Bucs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not familiar because, college, shoot, they ain't let me play special teams. So just not being able to do it there. But I feel like, just being with Coach Key, he's just teaching us everything, just meet with him outside of the meetings, and then just putting, even after practice, just everybody staying and still getting the work, just getting the footwork down and things like that. I feel like, man, just getting it more in with camp and just getting it more in with the real games. I feel like I'm going to be a dog in it, man. I already want to hit somebody, so I'm already on that. That part already got good. The aggressive part is just, getting my steps down, getting my job down and things like that. Yeah. I feel like once that's all cleaned up, man, it's go time. So like you said, man, I'm just trying to impact as much as the team need me to, where it be on defense, special team, I'm just trying to come. But my mind is just, man, I'm just trying to give it everything I got for whatever situation they need me at, that's what I'm going to play.
We have a question here from Mark Fisher. How do you as a rookie navigate playing between players that you may have rooted for in college, or, you talked about Kalijah Cansey, played at Pittsburgh. He was kind of a well-known guy drafted in the first round, and then being, an equal to those guys, right? Like Eastern Washington, you don't get as much ESPN time and as much fanfare. I'm sorry, Eastern Michigan, as some of the guys from, say, bigger schools. But what is it like to come into a locker room where you got a little bit of a familiar face in a fellow Eastern Michigan alum and Pat O'Connor, who's a small school guy, but then you've got some guys that Devin White, LSU, Vita Vea, Washington, and all of that, guys that you might have watched on TV, and now you come in and your teammates. What's that like?
I mean, first of all, it's already cool. Like Devin White, I remember just watching him. Just when I played linebacker, I'm like, dang, he's fine. Like, I'm trying to get like that. So little things like that. So being able to meet them guys, like Mike Evans, just being around those guys. But the other thing that popped in my mind is like, dang, like you here now. So like, what are you gonna do with it? So that's my main thing. Vita. Like as soon as I seen him, he was a cool guy too. Just being around him and seeing like these are people just like me, just like. It just lets me know, like, man, if I work as hard as I can and do everything that I need to do, I can get on that level too. So just putting that in my head that I made it this far, so don't get comfortable or don't get relaxed. Just even that small school thing, I always try to use stuff to get my mind to be like, okay, Jose, that's why you gotta go harder today. Just even little things when I look around the locker room and I'm an Eastern Michigan guy, and I'm like, okay, now that's the reason today why I gotta go harder than them, because I come from a situation where I'm not even supposed to be here in the first place. So that's why I should even show these players, show these coaches, show the community that I can really play. So yeah, man, I got to get it regardless. That's my mindset.
John Spytek, after the draft, came down and kind of recapped the entire Bucs draft and went through all the players. And we asked him about you. And John spent some time with the Denver Broncos organization, winning a Super Bowl ring there before winning one here with the Bucs in 2020. And he was out there scouting a guy, Shaq Barrett, who ended up with the Denver Broncos as an undrafted free agent playing in nearby Colorado State. And, he likened your game to his in terms of you're not the biggest guys, right? What, like 6'1", 6'2", but, in the 240s, not 6'5", 265-pound Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, right? Or 6'7", Anthony Nelson, right? But you use your leverage to your advantage as a pass rusher, being able to get under pads of offensive linemen. And you said that the chess game, right? But the one thing that Spytek said was you just have a knack for being around the quarterback. And when you're around the quarterback, forced fumbles happen, sacks happen, hits and pressures happen. When you heard that type of praise, I mean, this is a guy in Shaq Barrett who's a Pro Bowl player, was a franchise player here, right? $18 million a year, 19 and a half sacks back in 2019. What's that like when you get compared to a player of his stature?
Well, personally, when I hear it and things like that, I look at it like, for me, it's a blessing to be in a situation where people that brought you here believe in you. Because, if you talking about somebody great like Shaq Barrett, that's like you just said, all pro, all this and that. Like, he's one of the best. I know I'm not on that level anywhere close to that yet, but just being compared to him or just being I could be that, it's just like, for me, it's even more motivation, and then just more motivation that these people believe in me. Now I gotta go out here and show what they seen in me. So just hearing that, like I said, like Shaq is one of the people that I forgot to bring up. Shaq too, one of the people I always watch, man. And one thing with my film study, I used to watch everybody, but I used to watch like people who was my size. So when I heard about Shaq, man, and then I know he went to Colorado State and things like that, just like, dang, like this, let me get on my game so I can get to where he's at, things like that. So just being able to compare somebody that you look up to and used to, man, go search him up on Google, or watch his YouTube, watch his sacks. Just it'd be games where I remember the Packer game with Aaron Rodgers when he was sacking him, and I was just watching him the whole time on defense. Yep. So little things like that pop back in your head. Just okay, like now you're in the locker room with these guys, talking to these guys. So yeah, just hearing that, like I said, man, it's a blessing just to be compared to somebody that great.
Yeah, he's going through the rehab process right now. He hopes to be ready for the start of the season. That's kind of the timetable. Achilles injuries are tough to overcome, but it's probably given you guys a chance to talk. What have you been able to kind of glean from him, and what kind of little nuggets has he given you in terms of tips and pointers? I know that he's kind of doing his rehab stuff right now. He's not really out there on the sidelines as much watching OTAs and minicamp, but I'm sure you've had a couple of those opportunities to talk with him and pick his brain a little bit.
Oh yeah. Like, cause shoot, even the locker room, like, you don't have to be on the field. Just Shaq, just be like, he could be sitting there. He's just going. And the thing about Shaq, man, I feel like for the most part, when it comes to football, like on the field things, he probably don't. We spoke on that, but it was just like things. He just helped me with the plays and things like that. But for the most part, he gave me life pointers, just like just going off your rookie year, just off what to do with your money, things like that, to save your money, just to be smart with what you do during this break and things like that. Just just the mental part of football, and just letting it be known like about my diet and things like that. Like he was telling me, like, man, you don't gotta, just like you said, I don't gotta be 6'5", 260 like the other guys in the room. He was like, man, you can be perfect at your size and be great at the size that you think is good. And he was just that's funny. Yeah. But he was just saying. He was telling me, like, man, because that's the first thing I told him, like, man, do I need to get bigger? Anything coming from Eastern Michigan? I'm thinking, okay, I'm in the NFL. Let me try to. He's like, nah, man. He said, man, I play at a certain this way every year, like, and I feel good. It's whatever you feel good at, and you're gonna be the best of you, man. So just him telling me that, just the last month, just changed my whole diet. Before I was thinking, man, let me eat as much as I can, this and that, just eat clean food and eat a lot, try to get heavy and things like that. But him kicking it to me like that just let me know, like, damn, Jose, just do what you do best, and then come in here and apply what you got and show them what you could do. So yeah, he teaches me a lot about football and the ins and outs, but those are the main things that really like stuck in my head. Okay, like he's trying to help me out more on the off the field and life kind of things, not just football. And guys like that, man, I love, because so you can talk about anything with them. So yeah, man. So he been everything I already knew he was gonna be, just coming in knowing. I'm like, dang, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come in there and talk to Shaq, man. Yeah. I need to get all the knowledge I need from him. So yeah, he giving me everything that I thought I was gonna get.
Yeah, he went through a real just devastating personal tragedy this offseason, but it's very encouraging to hear that his wife is pregnant again. That's a blessing, and yes, sir. I just got a feeling that when he gets healthy, he is going to come back with a vengeance. He's got a lot to play for, and I'm really excited to see what Shaq Barrett's going to do this year.
Yes, sir. He a dog, man. He gonna put. I feel like he's gonna come back harder than what he will forward. For me, shoot, I get to see it firsthand, so I already know that's gonna be greatness. I'm being there with greatness, so yes, sir.
We talk a lot about coaching trees, but in terms of being a mentor, Shaq's kind of getting his own mentor tree, because, he was there when Joe Tryon-Shoyinka got drafted. He's been helpful with Anthony Nelson. What's your interaction been like with JTS and Anthony Nelson?
Man, all of them. Shoot, I was just talking to him on the field, Nelly, and then he was just giving me, like him, he was just giving me pointers on little things about the workouts and just like how to apply myself when it comes to camp and how to attack every day, recovery, things like that. So just being around them guys, man, all of them, they all cool. They always welcome them coming in, things like that. Joe, man, Joe's a funny guy. Joe, like, he keeps the room going because he always got a joke. So yeah, Joe's a good guy, man. And Yeah, like I said, Nelly always giving the pointers. It's questions like, I'll be on the field and Nelly be like telling, I'm looking confused. Nelly be like, okay, Jose, you do this, do that. And then he'll let me know this is the reasons why we do this. This is like he give me more than just telling me what I'm doing. He tell me you're doing this because the corner's doing this, and he's like he give me all the pieces. And Joe does the same thing too. Joe, man, if I'm stuck, they all feel like they're great mentors. They just trying to give me as much knowledge as I need before we get during minicamp, just before we get the season, just to apply myself to be a better version of me.
What's been the biggest surprise for you as a rookie so far, right? And you're just getting your feet wet. You don't have the pads on yet, right? But I mean, just this is your job now. There's no classes to go to. This is work, and part of that is working on your body because your body is your tools essentially. But what has been maybe the biggest eye-opening moment, or wow, I didn't really realize this about the NFL so far for you?
The biggest eye moment. I don't know if I'm there yet, but if I had to say one, I don't know. Or is
it going to be putting that jersey on for the first time and running out of the tunnel in the preseason?
And one I'm not even gonna say it because that might happen because I'm gonna think it. No, I'm gonna say it because it's funny, but one thing, like, man, I can't wait to run out that tunnel, but I hope it's as I envision, like, not me running out there and tripping and like, oh, shoot, I'm on live TV. Things like that. So I'm making sure that's going to be the moment where I know, like, they playing the anthem and I got my hand on my chest here. Just little things like that. I feel like already in my head, that's why I know, like, dang, that's probably when it's going to hit me, things like that. So, man, I'm ready. I'm ready for it all, man. I'm ready. I'm not even thinking about the first game, man. I'm thinking about the first day of practice, going through that week, man, and going ready to go get the Steelers. So just the little things like that, just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah. What's Todd Bowles like behind the scenes?
I was going to ask that.
Yeah. I mean, I've had some conversations with Todd, not in a press conference setting. He's a different dude. I mean, I wish Buccaneer fans could kind of see that side of Todd Bowles because he's
cool, man. He a funny guy, man. He got jokes all the time. I don't know if he always got jokes for me, but yeah, he a funny guy. Like every time I pass the wrong pass, he always got a joke. He always got a joke or something. So just being a cool coach, man, I feel like he's a player's coach, man. I never had, and he's like a decent mind coach. So he's always around the defense, seeing what we got going on. So it just the way he acts is funny. And I got a funny, man. I parked in his parking spot the other day, and I did not know that was a parking spot.
Oh, you parked in Coach Bowles' parking spot?
Man, I didn't know that was a parking spot because it's on the bottom, but our captains got they got the thing that's where you can see that there's the captain parking.
Right.
So, I'm a rookie. I didn't know that was nobody parking, so I just parked in there. And I'm thinking like, dang, like I didn't even know. Then
you just thought you had a good spot, right?
Yeah, I thought I was like, okay, this close to the door, good little
spot. Get to practice early,
yeah, get there early, and then get the list early, and then somebody came out and told him like, no, that's his parking spot. Man, I got so scared. I'm like, man, I can't go back home. Tell him I got cut because I was in a head coach parking spot, man. So that's just one thing. I feel like that's one thing that just as a rookie I had to learn. That's one thing I had to learn. But don't play with head coach, man. So, but that was just a funny story about him, man. It's just. Yeah, that shocked me when I found out that was his parking spot. I'm like, yeah, I got to get out of here, man. Let me stay up by his spot. I ain't trying to get
Bruce Arians, out in Arizona, Bruce Arians actually cut a player who parked in the wrong parking spot, believe it or not.
Yeah,
parked in one of the coaching spots. Seriously.
And I told him that's never happening again. I parked my car like this morning, the closest spot and the farthest spot.
Yeah.
The last week I've been parking in the farthest spot. I'm like, man, I've never done that.
You would have walked 5 miles if it
I walked 5 miles before
that.
Yeah, I can't be that player that get cut for that, man. So I'm staying away from that.
Well,
man.
and to be fair, it wasn't like that was the only, and I forget who the Cardinal player was. He was, lower obviously on the depth chart and all that. And I think he had screwed up in practices or something, but it was kind of like, hey, man, you're not paying attention to details here. We only have a couple rules for the building. One of them is don't park in the coach's spot, right? And he did.
Yeah.
So, but still, like that has happened before then.
It won't happen
lesson
again.
learned
Never
for you.
happen again. Like he said, I walked 5 miles before I have to get close to that parking spot.
Yeah. It's a great learning lesson. It's an honest rookie mistake, but you take your lumps, you learn from it, and you keep it moving. That's just part of really just getting into the NFL, whether it's barking or playing on the field. Jose, I'm just curious. I'm sure Bucs fans would be interested. What other like hobbies do you have, or what are your interests outside of just football itself? Obviously, we know you're very focused on the season coming up and training camp, but what do you like to do in your spare time?
On my spare time, shoot, I don't really got much going on, man. I feel like if I had something like my desires, I feel like one of my desires is to start up a nonprofit. When I went to school, I studied communication and nonprofits, and I took a lot of them classes just to learn how to give back and things. Because I feel like giving back is more than less. I mean, it's not just money, things like that, but being part of the community and things like that. So, one day I want to start up my own nonprofit and try to give back different ways, start tutoring programs with people after school, just little things like that. Start small, but spread around the whole community where everybody can be touched and, show the light that God gave me. So, yeah, that's one thing that's my hobby. And then, too, I guess,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really.
Well, Jose, you know what we like to do in our spare time?
Golf?
No.
I like golf. Yeah.
I get a bad shoulder. I get a torn rotator. I can't golf, but
you can't golf.
I can't. No, I mean I could, but it would be the end of me, and I'd have my arm in a sling, and I can't write, and type with my arm in a sling. But the one thing that we do in our spare time is we drink Celsius, the official energy drink of Pewter Report. That's right.
Yeah, I used to too.
You drink Celsius?
Man, I used to, and then the NCAA told us that we couldn't drink it, so I had to stop drinking it. I didn't want to get caught up. But yeah, every morning I'm like, okay, I like these drinks. They taste good.
It's good stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that the Oasis Vibe is the newest flavor, but it's actually not. They get a new one coming out. It's the Cosmic Vibe. We're going to be getting some, and it's brand new. It's a fruit punch flavored, so look for that. But I'll tell you what. Today is the last day of Amazon Prime deals, and if you go to Amazon and you look at Celsius, they got some fantastic sales. So Pewter people out there watching us on our Pewter Report TV YouTube channel, go to Amazon, look up Celsius. They've got a ton of great flavors in stock, ready for you to buy at great savings. I just did that, and I got my favorite flavors are orange and the sparkling lemon lime. It's good stuff. And of course, you can't go wrong with the original vibes: tropical vibe, peach vibe, and Arctic vibe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Which one was your favorite flavor?
Tropical vibe. I used to get tropical vibe all the time.
Yeah.
That's one of my hobbies. I am with my girlfriend. So my girlfriend, she don't like orange. I used to buy a pack of oranges just to see how she'll act. So like that's one thing. But I also they got green tea flavors too. That's not.
They do.
Yeah. So you got to put the people on, man. You got to put the people on.
You're already you're a pitch man right there. There's the peach mango green tea right there.
Peach mango one good. Boy. Ooh, that one good. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Jose, I think we're going to get you a Celsius sponsorship deal here.
Hey, you might as well.
It's coming.
I drink them every morning. Tell them.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. I need to try the Oasis vibe though. I'm
telling you. All right. Well, I'm telling you, this Oasis vibe, it's sparkling prickly pear and lime. So it's got a little sweet and it's got the little taste of lime. It's one of my afternoon flavors. I love that, plus the sparkling lemon lime. So if you're not going to go to Amazon, let's say you're not Jose Ramirez, who's tried a whole bunch of these awesome Celsius flavors. Let's say you're a Bucs fan and you've yet to try Celsius. Well, what are you waiting for? Go to Celsius.com, click on the store locator, type in your address, and you'll find all of the different health and fitness stores, grocery stores, convenience stores, and oh gosh, what's that other place, Matt, where we get the
Celsius? Bodega.
Bodegas. That's right. Your bodegas. And then once you find a couple flavors you like, go to Amazon, use the subscribe and save feature. You can save money to ship them right to your house. It's super simple. Celsius, essential energy that you need for your workouts in the afternoon or morning. Getting up early, like I'm going to Lake of the Ozarks tomorrow. I'm going to get up at 5:15. I'm going to have a Celsius, start my day, and off I go. So Celsius, make Celsius your number one pick, Bucs fans. Jose, listen, man, we've had an absolute blast having you on, and I think you made a lot of new fans tonight here in the Pewter Report podcast. I guess one last thing: when you look maybe you don't look at the depth chart, but it's our job at the media. We have to do this, right? We got to sit there and say, all right, Shaq, Barrett, Joe Tryon-Shoyinka, $18 million man, first-round pick. Then you got Anthony Nelson just re-signed, a proven guy entering year 5 with the Buccaneers. Diaby, third-round pick. This team has kept 5 outside linebackers before. You're going up against, a guy who's looked really good too, and Marquise Watts, a fellow rookie. Cam Gill, who's had some experience here, got half a sack in the Super Bowl. But I'll tell you what, I like your chances of making this team. As Matt pointed out earlier, it's got to you have to be an impact player in special teams, but you can't just be pigeonholed in special teams. You got to show these guys on the defensive side you can get after the quarterback, because that's why they drafted you, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And that's the main thing that just comes in my head, man. I'm here for a reason. They drafted me here for a reason. So the main thing I know is in my hands just to go out there and improve and show them what I can do. So just like you said, just proving it on special teams. And when I get them opportunities and team reps, or if we do one-on-ones or things like that, just showing them that I can play football, that they drafted this guy. They drafted this guy to be somebody. So, I don't get too caught up, like you said, in the depth chart and things like that, but I try to perfect my craft every day and go out there and just put everything on notice that I can. If I can, at the end of the journey, whether it be 2, 5, 10, or whatever it be, I know that at the end of the day, I put my all into it, and that's all I can do. Just trust in the Lord and do everything that I can control, and that's going to take me wherever I need to go.
Now we just need the pads on. We just need
the pads. Yeah, that's all we need.
Everyone likes wide receiver against cornerbacks one-on-one, and that's fun, but pass rusher against offensive
the real
linemen,
fun's in the trenches.
That's where it's at. Football is fun in the trenches.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Them trenches where it's going on, and we're gonna show that all camp. That's what we're gonna have to do.
Well, Pewter Report's going to be watching you closely. We're excited about what you're going to bring to the Buccaneers in those pads. Training camp creeping up now. I guess was it 2 weeks away now, right? 2 weeks.
We're getting close. Like a week and a half. Let's get it. Yeah, let's get it closer, man. Keep working to that day, and then when that day comes, let's get it. Them pads coming on. So yes, sir.
Jose, we really appreciate having you on tonight. To look forward to covering you in training camp as well, and just want to thank you for your time. Thanks for being a defensive player on the Pewter Report podcast. We've had way too many offensive people this summer, so we appreciate you for coming on and repping the defensive side of the ball.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate y'all for the opportunity to come on here and talk, man. So appreciate y'all. God bless y'all.
Appreciate it. Look at that guy, man. I'm telling you, he's legit. There's something about this guy that Matt, he tore it up at the combine, right? With the agility drills. I mean, he just blew. Look at his numbers. The 40-yard dash, throw it out the window. I mean, sure, Yaya had a good 40 time. That's great. You're not running 40 yards, man. You're running, about 4 steps, and you're hitting the corner and bending that arc and getting to the quarterback.
The only time you're running 40 yards is if the offense is already all the way down the field on a big play. It's like you don't really want your edge rushers and defensive linemen to be running that far down the field. Or
unless you're like Jose Ramirez in the preseason when you pick off a pass and you're taking it to the house. Then that 40-yard dash comes into play, and that's going to be exciting. So, I mean, there's a lot of great stories, a lot of great players on this team that I think are really going to surprise and make an impact. I'm excited about this draft class. I'm excited about this undrafted free agent class that the Bucs have signed. And these 2 draft classes, Matt, last year's and this year's, so many guys, Logan Hall, Zion McCollum, Kate Otten, right? Just so many players. And then you have the rookies this year that are really going to play a lot of minutes on this team and I think make an impact. And I think Jose makes this team, and I think that there's going to be an opportunity. Remember last year, you had Joe Tryon-Shoyinka and Anthony Nelson, Matt, playing
a lot of snaps, way more snaps than anyone
like 3 straight games, every rep just about. So
even that game against the Falcons, where it didn't really matter what the outcome was. But I think not only are we looking at 2 pretty exciting draft classes from last year and this most recent one that we had, but I also think there's a good opportunity for maybe not exactly a starting role, but a key impact contribution role that are up for grabs
Yeah.
for some of the second-year guys like Zion McCollum you just mentioned, or
Yep.
even someone like, Yaya to make an impact as an edge rusher, or if Jose Ramirez really surprises, or even Trey Palmer as a fourth wide receiver, maybe even third wide receiver with whatever goes on with Russell Gage. I think there's a couple of playing time opportunities up for grabs. And, we'll see what happens when training camp gets closer in a couple of weeks.
If this draft class and last year's draft class, if they pan out and they get, 4 or 5 quality starters out of these two classes, Rashad White, another guy who's already ascended to the starting lineup, Cody Mauch, right? He's going to start this year. If these guys pan out, and I'm talking, 4 or 5 guys from 2022, 4 or 5 guys from this year's draft class. I mean, that's 8 to 10 players. That's almost like one side of the whole ball that are on their rookie deals, right? And these 2 draft classes could pave the way for this team to get right back into Super Bowl contention. I'm not saying Super Bowl champions, but I'm saying get back into that perennial playoff team that the Buccaneers had become with Tom Brady and the help of the supporting cast. And we'll have to see, but I'm pretty optimistic about this Buccaneer team.
Better than 6 wins. Better than the 6 wins that everyone's predicting from them. This team just has too much talent. Yeah. Way too much talent to really fall. Obviously, a lot's going to have to be on the quarterback play for sure, and if this new offense really clicks. But defensively, I'm not really crazy concerned about what they got going on there, because I think sure there's question marks, but there's a lot of good core pieces to point to of why they'll do well.
That guy right there is one of them too, Servassier.
Yes.
And is he the most exciting Bucs rookie? Is it Trey Palmer? Is it Kalijah Kancey? I don't know. That's going to be the conversation tomorrow night, Matt, at 7:00 here on the Pewter Report podcast. So we're going to end the week Thursday night, 7:00 p.m., discussing all of the rookies. Is it going to be Sean Tucker, a player that a lot of Buck fans and the team itself are pretty excited about as well, the rookie running back who has yet to really take any snaps as he clears up that heart condition. But it's been a great week, Matt. We've had a lot of fun with the Buccaneer players. We'll see if we can get another one on them. I'm working on Mike Allstott and Rondé Barber for the next couple weeks too. So we're going to go throwback a little bit with some of those guys. But it's been fun to have some rookies on, like Cody Mauch and also Jose Ramirez. Yeah.
Absolutely. Another fun week. So, and we'll do it again tomorrow. But in the meantime, please follow us on our social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and Threads. We are on Threads at Pewter Report. And, of course, please like and subscribe to this YouTube video and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pewter Report TV. We got the podcast 4 times a week. We got so many different videos, reactions, clips, press conferences, everything else in between. Just always churning out the content at pewterreport.com on our social media, YouTube, website, and everything else in between. That's going to do it for us on tonight's show. For Scott Reynolds, I'm Matt Matera, and for Jose Ramirez as well, I'm Matt Matera saying thanks, everybody, for watching. We will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for another edition of the Pewter Report podcast. Out.
Get your Celsius on him.